To the donors supporting the Salvation Army of the Coastal Bend, hello, my name is Nayeli and I am a resident at the Salvation Army Family Shelter, along with my 3 children, Natasha, who is 16 years old, Luna, who is 12 years old, and Diego is my 2-year-old. We are here because we were unfortunately victims of domestic violence. It is difficult to leave your home with just a couple of suitcases, your children, and no money. And that's when I came across the Salvation Army to ask for help. The Salvation Army took us in and has made me feel welcomed and has supported us from the beginning. They have offered us a safe and secure living space to live where my children and I can rest and sleep comfortably knowing we are safe. They provide us 3 meals a day. The kitchen supervisor, Miss Belinda, is a good cook. She's always very attentive to our needs. Some of the additional support and services we've received is the assistance with the translation of documents, as well as interpretation services from the caseworker, Miss Maria Gonzalez, and the receptionist, Miss Deborah Velez. They are both very committed to their work. They always give more than 100%. Miss Tiffany Flores, our case manager, is always willing and would graciously drive us to our appointments in the Salvation Army vehicle. She offers us guidance and support if we have any questions or doubts. She is a person that loves her job. While at the Salvation Army, my children have enjoyed a wonderful playground, especially my son Diego. My daughters Natasha, Luna, and I have really taken advantage of the library at the shelter. Another great perk is that they have internet access and computers which allow my daughters to be able to complete their school assignments. Other wonderful staff members is Mr. Jesse and Miss Liz, the youth pastors, who come by on Thursdays and checks up on us. They are such caring people. They bring the children activity books, crayons, markers, and other creative toys, and coloring books, which helps them and distracts them from thinking of their past. I'd like to thank all the businesses and individuals that continually donate to the Salvation Army. They truly help change lives. Please never stop supporting this organization. As for me and my family, we will always be grateful for this organization and the support and love they've given us. I promise that when our situation gets better, my children and I will donate, volunteer, and help those in need. Salvation Army, thank you very much for your support. I am sure that God put you in our path so that we could have a better future. Thank you for giving to the Salvation Army. You have helped make a difference in our lives and in the lives of so many others. Thank you. Nayeli. This is my reason why I contribute to the Salvation Army. In my opinion, prior to the pandemic, I think people's perception of the individuals who needed assistance was stigmatized. It could be your next door neighbor, a parent who just got laid off after working for a company over 10 years, a school teacher who has to pay for their classroom school supplies for the new school year, and etc. Growing up, I came from a military household, and I mean no disrespect to my parents because they did the best they could. But our house was crowded with my parents helping other family members besides my 5 siblings and I. They financially struggled, which led to many nights where I would go to bed hungry and countless years where they could barely afford to buy us clothes or 1 pair of shoes. It forced me at an early age to start working, example, babysitting at 10 years old to my first paycheck at 15, which gave me money to buy myself school clothes. Thank God for organizations like the Salvation Army and the Food Bank where we were able to pick up boxes of food from time to time. Also, besides going to school full-time and working afterwards, I threw myself into volunteering. I'd spend my weekends volunteering and hanging out at an old folks shelter. It would at times bring me much sadness to hear stories of their families dropping them off, and they tell me how they haven't seen their families in years. But they were also a source of great wisdom with their numerous stories on how to not sweat the small stuff. And life always worked out the way it should in the end. Just keep the faith, keep pushing, and never give up. I left the house at 17, which opened many doors to freedom and what I thought at the time was a wave of endless roadblocks. During that time and back in my 20s, there was times when I had to choose between paying for gas or eating because I needed to drive to work and pay for college. Unfortunately, that led me to being homeless twice, sleeping in my car, and being hungry a lot. Despite going through those times, God was always faithful and opened many doors with individuals randomly showing me kindness. It was like no matter what I faced, God always showed me He had me in the palm of His hands and provided a way. I personally thoroughly enjoy giving back and volunteering, which opened another door with becoming a board member at the Salvation Army. I feel privileged to be able to give back to the children that live in our shelter and other underprivileged children throughout our community during our back to school programs or Angel Tree and etc. That being said, one of the greatest lessons I've learned is that showing kindness and extending understanding speaks volumes in someone's life. It's individuals like you who've taken the time to extend your love, and giving to our Salvation Army goes beyond the money. You're making a difference in someone's lives, military veterans, homeless families, underprivileged children, and assisting with helping us to be able to be out during a natural disaster. Even though I may not personally know you, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because everything you've done or given to the Salvation Army has made such an impact within our community. I hope you have a blessed week.